Hi and welcome to Top Tips Tuesday. Jeff here again from GCD Property. So this week we're covering the top tips for someone looking to enter the property market. So there's 7 tips that are really going to help you get on the property ladder. I know it's a very rewarding experience. Having helped my daughter with the similar tips we're going to share today, it really made a difference. So it's just having a bit of discipline and having a bit of a plan in place. So tip number 1 is spend less than you earn. So all your income coming in, you need to spend less. The banks are very diligent when they're checking your bank statements right down to everything that we spend, and we need to save some of that surplus income and start putting that aside for the deposit. Number 2 tip is pay off any short-term debt. So quite often we see what's restricting your borrowing capacity is quite often short-term loans, things like car loans. Although they're a smaller amount, the monthly repayment can be quite high, the weekly repayment, and that can really restrict borrowing capacity. Credit cards, car loans, just be aware of those. They're really going to affect it. Try and pay them off or not have them in the first place. It's going to really help you. Tip number 3 is check your credit rating. There's lots of providers now that provide a free credit check, and it's again one of the first things that banks will do. Just check your credit rating, and if it's not a deal where you need it to be, then just work on getting that credit rating up and improve that before you're ready to get the loan in place. Number 4 is deposit. We all need a deposit. How much do we need? It's one of the biggest questions I get asked. The banks will generally lend up to a maximum of about 95%, but that will depend on your income. So the higher the income, the more they're willing to lend you against that property. So there is a lot of incentives for first-home buyers. I'd really recommend that you check if you qualify for any of the incentives. Things like the first home owners grant in Queensland is currently $15,000, and there's also some schemes that you can qualify for that avoid lenders mortgage insurance, and that's quite a costly exercise when you're borrowing above 80%. So see if you're eligible for any of those schemes and you qualify. That's going to really help you as well. See a finance specialist, tip number 6. So really they'll work out what you need to have in terms of deposit, and they'll be able to give you some real good guidance on these other topics or points that we talked about. So a good finance specialist is absolutely key, and we need a good property specialist that understands your position. And as I mentioned, I helped many homeowners over the years get onto the property ladder, and it's very rewarding once you get there, but generally it is a bit of a journey, and having those tips in place is certainly going to help you. So if you need any advice, you're looking to get into the property market, even if you're not ready now, I would advise you to start planning before you're ready to apply for a loan, get everything in order. You're welcome to reach out. Thanks, and see you next Tuesday.